on out, but Tesla has two products, right? The semi truck and the Cybertruck to be released next year. How do you feel about Tesla next year? Do you feel that they could actually have a down year, even though they're releasing two products like this?
Yes, so I don't believe the semi-truck will ever be released.
Enough from the clown.
Welcome to Busy Brain Club, where thinking is free and we should do more of it. In this video, we're going to address some interesting things, some things I find somewhat confusing, but I discovered all of these things while looking at Tesla and Elon Musk, like historically speaking. I find a lot of unnecessary, like dissenting opinions, or dare I say hate, for this man. I'm almost shocked because throughout my history of following Elon Musk, which started when him and his business partner sold PayPal and he bought the McLaren and so forth. Even from that point in time, I could not imagine Elon Musk as some money-grubbing, corporate, greedy person. He is just far from it. He's always been clear as to what he wants to accomplish in the future, and so far he has made steps to do those things. So his detractors make him seem like the worst person on the planet, some CEO just hell-bent on like destroying the planet, like as evil a villain as you could possibly imagine. And I find it impossible to get to that reasoning. He just doesn't strike me as that kind of a person. Now, don't get me wrong, I don't expect everyone to like him. That is impossible. But within reason, I expect somewhat of a balanced approach. And I do expect people to not like him because he's making electric cars and he's probably going to put some automotive giant out of business, which means people will be out of work and the ripple effects of that down the line. So I expect people to not like him. No. Let me, from my perspective, talk about Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is the real deal. He's one of those people where I can't even find someone historically to compare him to. So I have to compare him to fictional characters in movies like Zefran Cochrane from Star Trek or Peter Whalen from the Alien franchise. You see, Elon Musk is the type of person that while we don't appreciate him now, he's likely gonna be a person that will create monuments for or put up street signs and so forth, because I believe his work will make a big impact, and I mean big impact, on the future generation of just human beings on the planet. No one will forget this man. Now when it comes to the hate, I have to start wondering if people are getting paid to do it, because he has been always clear about his intentions. His companies are doing great things for humanity, and he always communicates his vision, and his limitations on what he could do is bound by the laws of physics. It's really left up to his imagination, like how to construct the world. So if he believes he could solve world hunger, he'll do it, because it doesn't break the laws of physics, does it? There's nothing about what Elon does or what Tesla does that make me feel like he's some sort of bad guy. But there's just so much hate that surrounds like him, and I think it's not necessary. And even when I look back at his earlier interviews, him looking forward to the future, it's always a sense of positivity, and then he'll always tell you what is on his mind. At the end of this video, I'm gonna kind of show you how I see him, and then maybe you could kind of figure out if you see him the same way or if you still hate him or whatever it is, So here's a clip.
Back in '95, there weren't very many people on the internet, and certainly nobody was making any money at all. Most people thought the internet was going to be a fad.
I've sunk the great majority of my net worth into X.com, which is the new banking and mutual funds company on the internet that I've started.
There were three areas. When I was in college, there were three areas that I thought would most affect the future of humanity. And those were the internet, the transition to a sustainable energy and transportation sector, and the third was space exploration, in particular the extension of life to multiple planets.
So Elon Musk created SpaceX and joined Tesla around the same time. But Tesla wasn't the first car company to develop like a mass market electric car. That was GM. So Tesla was on the heels of GM. GM created a car called the EV1, and people loved it. They adopted it, but they only had it on lease. Then GM discontinued it for a number of reasons, didn't allow the customers to buy the car outright from them. So they took the cars, crushed them in the junkyard, and then donated the rest to museums. Like, we should have started that progress to electric cars from then, but it just didn't happen. Now comes Elon Musk. He says that's a good idea. Many years later, after GM buried the EV1, Elon Musk joined Tesla and developed their first electric car, which was the Roadster. And they built out the infrastructure to facilitate them expanding to a luxury sedan, which was the Model S. And then subsequently, they made the Model 3 and Model Y, with future plans for vehicles like the Semi and the Cybertruck. It's a simple idea. It's basically make transportation electric and then push the world to renewable energy. That way we'll kind of slow down the whole pollution and stuff of the planet. A simple enough plan, you could throw it in a few words and the average person could understand. In none of this, it sounds evil or malicious. Now let's talk about the next company, which is SpaceX. Let's get some history on our solar system. So we have seen an extinction level event in our solar system 60 million years ago, killed the dinosaurs, wiped them out, and that's how we are able to survive. We are here now because of that event. If you look at the galaxy on a whole, it takes 250 million years for our solar system to circle that. Within 60 million years, we have a extinction level event. And if you remember the comet, I think it was Shoemaker Levy 9 that hit Jupiter, it left a scar on the planet, or that was the size of our planet, Earth. So we're no strangers to these things. It's not like it's not going to happen. You just don't know when. So Elon Musk's thinking is we should be a spacefaring civilization, but these things take time. You know, we're not going to have warp drives and all of that, but we have to figure out how to get off the planet efficiently. And so he decides, okay, let me take an apartment building size rocket and make it land by itself. So all I do is just pay for the fuel. And he did that with some genius engineers at Tesla, right? To save us from killer asteroids. None of that sounds evil. That sounds like a person that cares about the future of humanity way past his life expectancy. Sounds like a good kind of guy to me. All right, let's move on to Starlink. Starlink is a company, I think, under SpaceX, and the objective is to bring internet and communication to places on the planet that don't normally have it. And he provided internet to some schools in the Amazon, I believe. Think about that. Does that sound like an evil guy that you should be hating? No. Now he has another company, the Boring Company. And the sole purpose of the Boring Company is to alleviate traffic. It's another part of his transportation plans. So if you look on the website and for the description of what's the purpose of the company, there's this section which is, I find very funny, but it says, why tunnels? To solve the problem of soul-destroying traffic, roads must go 3D. Surface roads today incorporate 3D model like elevated highways and cloverleaf interchanges that are expensive and disruptive to build. Who likes traffic? I certainly don't. And if Elon Musk says he's gonna dig some tunnels to help alleviate traffic, might as well. I don't have anything under the ground that I care about. Dig away. If you don't want him doing this, maybe you're a geologist and there's some water basin or something. But if you're just a regular person and you're saying no, maybe you need to get yourself checked out. And then for his next company, Neuralink, which is a bit more controversial because now you're mixing robots and humans, like cybernetic implants and stuff. It's stuff you see in some movies and some scary movies like The Terminator and iRobot. The whole purpose of Neuralink initially is to serves to alleviate the suffering of people who are maybe physically disabled or who have maybe brain injuries or spinal injuries. I mean, it's trying to make people whole again who aren't necessarily so. That doesn't sound evil either. It seems Elon Musk has dedicated his life to improve the human condition and to help us build a future we can be proud of. And you could hear it in his interviews And here's a particular clip that I actually like.
I mean, we got to be excited about the future. We got to do things that make us want to live. You know, it cannot always be about problems every day. I mean, do you want to wake up every morning and everything's just a problem? Well, what inspires you and what makes you excited about the future? There's got to be some things like that.
So the next time you hear someone speak with such vitriol and hate, like against Elon Musk, you should really question not only where this person is getting their information from, but what are their intentions. No, I'm not here to defend Elon Musk. He could defend himself, but the whole negativity surrounding him is, I find, unnecessary and pointless and malicious, and it feels staged. It feels like desperation from people who are hell-bent on keeping us in the past, to hold on to power. You know, I'm more for an equitable future for everyone, and if you agree with me, you can like the video. If not, that's fine. But I want to hear from you. I want to hear if I'm being too generous to him, and that's it. Thank you for watching Busy Brain Club. See you later.